would like to just kind of explain. I just didn't know how to drive. The first time it happened, I thought I ran out of gas. I'll tell you my honest numbers. There's a train going on out there, and there's a lot of traffic, so I really hope you could hear me. I just wanted to talk to you guys. This is kind of long, but I hope I keep your attention, and I hope you guys stay tuned for more videos. I can't even express enough a lot of things that have led up to me getting this car. So it's a very emotional thing, money-wise, being able to get it all by myself, and I'll go more into depth at the end of the video with that. So like for some people who don't really care about that stuff, but I got so many questions for people asking me about like advice, how did I do it, because I'm only 19 and to drive a 2021 car is like not that common without parents' help or somebody's help. So I did it. For now, let's see the car, because I love my car. Still when my mom and my friends get in, they're like, I love this car.
I'm gonna put it down.
And I really do. Like, I really love this car to death. So let's get it. The coolest thing about the car is I got to choose a lot of the features. Like, that's what really makes this car more distinct, is like the cage part on the front.
The grill.
Oh. I don't know. The rims are really dirty right now, but I chose the rims too. There's lights on the doors. I love everything. The window, it's so sporty. Like, in the trunk's actually really spacious. I still have stuff from my old car in there, but we're not gonna talk about that. It's actually really, really good on gas. Right now I'm getting like 30 miles per gallon, and it only cost me 30 something to fill it up, and gas is like a little bit on the pricier side right now, so that's not bad. It just all depends how much I drive, honestly. So the one thing, I would have probably chosen different seats because they get dirty easily. I just got back from the vacuum cleaning my car out, and it's already. But I love the whole front. I've been listening to Drake. I do have Apple CarPlay, but I just don't like it. I like this better because I like to have control over my phone, like when I stop and stuff. And Apple CarPlay takes complete control over your phone, and you can't like answer calls and stuff. Even though I know it's safety, but you know, this is normal. This is sport, which I love. Then you have smart mode, which I drive in a lot. For the most part is what I drive on. You can see my car only has 1,000 miles. I actually just hit 1,000 yesterday, and I've been driving a lot since I got back from Miami. So, and then these are the buttons to make the car drive itself. So this will keep it in the lane. So this is when it's off, this is when it's on. I drive with it sometimes, without it sometimes. This also helps control your driving. The cruise control, and then the distance detector. Say you're on cruise and the car slows down in front of you, this will keep you behind them so you don't run into them because you're on cruise. There's all types of settings here. Lights, door, sound, convenience, service interval. The air control system is so nice. Like right now my mom's freezing, so she has hers on 81 and I'm okay at 73. This is the airflow control right here. More air pushes out, medium, low. And then your music detects how much air you're pushing out, and then it adjusts so your music won't be overpowered by the air. Same thing with when you get a phone call in. Heated and ventilated seats. This is cool. If she syncs hers up with mine, then I do this when I'm alone. I always sync it up so the whole car is how I like it. But when other people get in, I turn that off.
Anywhere.
So this is a wireless charger actually, but it doesn't charge my phone very fast. So I use the new iPhone Lightning thing. It all started when I was like 15 years old and I started learning how to drive. My mom was teaching me how to drive. And I just didn't know how to drive. I just wasn't one of those people that really picked up on it. So, long story short, starting at 15, I wrecked my mom's car. It was a pretty new car. It was like a 2016 car, and I think it happened in like...
It was a
15, and it happened in 2016 because I was in high school. I believe I was a sophomore, and she picked me up from school one day, and I was like, let me drive, like trying to be all, I don't know, I was excited to learn how to drive. And
I was just trying to tell you to slow down because it felt like you were speeding up and we were approaching, like, it takes seconds to, like, for something like that to happen. And you weren't slowing down.
I wasn't slowing down fast enough for her liking. So she was like, slow down. And I'm already slowing down. I'm like, I am slowing down. And she's like, no, you're not. So I literally slammed on the gas. That's exactly how it went in the car. It was very dramatic. And then it was boom.
Totaled the car completely.
Yeah, so then we handled that with insurance. I went into like a little depression over it. Like I was literally like locked myself in the room. I was about to get my license. Like she was like, you can't drive anymore. I'm not buying you a new car anymore. Then the next accident happened the following July.
No, it happened before July. It happened in June.
It's like 8 months or so. Like less than a year, obviously. I basically did the same thing. She finally lets me start driving again. So that happened again, and it took a really long time for me to get my license. Like, I don't even want to go through all that. I took driving tests. I went to driving school. I got in trouble for speeding, had to take a class. I've taken total like 5 classes for driving, spent ridiculous amounts of money, been to the BMV a ridiculous amount of times. Our insurance policy was going to be $800 a month for those accidents. And just a bunch of craziness. So for me to finally figure things out through the midst of that, like I'm 19, it's been almost 4 years that I've been dealing with stress about driving. Like my first car, it was like $1,000 Jeep. My mom got it from, like, she softened up. So I got a car, I was happy I could drive. I would be driving down the road. I would stop at a red light and the car would turn off. And I would have to put it in park, turn it off, turn it back on. The first time it happened, I thought I ran out of gas. Aubrey could vouch for this. I called her, she lived right by me. I was like, girl, I ran out of gas. Like, I thought I had time, because I had like a quarter of a tank. So she came and brought me gas, and like I had to reverse my car and let it roll into a parking spot. Like, it was crazy. My old Jeep, I kid you not, by the time I got rid of it, sounded like a lawnmower. And I was so tired of picking people up.
I could always tell when she was coming home.
Everybody knew when I was there.
Could too.
Everybody knew when I was at school. Everyone knew when I was at their house. Everyone knew when I pulled up anywhere. And it was just funny. I was always DD because I was like most responsible or whatever, like in high school with my friends.
Yeah, you were always the designated.
Yeah, and I used to drive people around in that Jeep. I would have my friends hanging out of my sunroof in that lawnmower sounding Jeep. When I'm done with this one, the next one's a Tesla.
This is just the there's that 5250 again that shows you. That's with the money down.
That's why it's 24,000. I understand.
That's good, not you, because it's for titling. Privacy notice, we don't use your information for anything. This is going to be big for you. This is big for credit.
I'm getting up to my 800.
Yeah. Now you're doing everything right. You're get it off and sign and see how it puts your signature on there. All you have to do is tap the little blue box. Boom. And that was the credit application.
Oh, that's nasty.
Look at that inside. Look at the dash. Look, this is what I first saw that made me want to buy it. Look at my rims. Okay, I'm finally filming the freaking video. Like, that's all I can say. I'm finally sitting down and filming. I just came up from the pool. I just have a little bit of time before my cousin's wedding. I'm in Las Vegas right now. But I just need to finish talking about my car because I know a lot of people showed interest in that. I really need to get this video up. I just really want to help people if I can and just put it out there because everyone like is just assuming things, like a lot of people that I know.
I'm not saying everyone's worried, because I'm sure everyone's definitely not worried about me, but a lot of people are thinking some things. So I would like to just kind of explain the situation, how I'm climbing my way up the ladder. I hope you can hear me okay, because you're like by the window. My view is this with these amazing mountains, but you can't really tell at the moment how amazing they really are. And then I also have some Carlos Bakery. If you ever watch Cake Boss, you know what's up. I got a banana pudding fluff. I don't know, banana nut, something. But let's just get right into talking about the car, honestly. I wrote down a couple notes just because I don't want to get off track, and I don't want this to be majorly long, because that'll take even longer for it to upload. First things first, I'm going to start from the beginning and then we're going to get into it. I think a baseline for your first step to start to accumulate money and work your way up is establishing a savings. So when you have a job, it's easy to say, hey, I'm going to save this % of every paycheck and stick to that. So that's what I did with my very first job, working for minimum wage. Anyways, I was working at a little pizza shop, and I was also refereeing soccer. I was young, I didn't honestly keep track of that. But when I started working at the pizza shop when I was like 16, I saved half of every paycheck. I put it away, didn't see it. If I wanted to buy something, I only had half of my money to spend it. But even then, I never ran myself dry. I never had to wait for another paycheck, running myself down to $0 waiting to get paid to buy something. So I was very careful to where, like, I had money flow. I had paychecks were like a couple hundred, a few $100s, something like that. So I was never an outrageous spender. I never really was. So once I turned 18, so I had 2 years of saving, I opened up a credit card. After a few months of being 18, I got a student Discover card. This is the next step I tell everybody. Once you establish some type of income, some type of responsibility with money, then you can go in and get a credit card. Because you might start with like a $700 credit limit, but then you only spend a certain amount of that and you just pay off your credit. So I'll make other videos about credit cards and how to spend them and use them and build your credit responsibly if people are interested in that. But this doesn't mean for you to go buy something worth $700 just because you have a $700 credit limit, because you should never go that high. If your credit limit's $700, you might only want to be spending $200. But for me, I use my credit card as a debit card. So I use it for things like gas, things like food, things like I'll buy clothes every now and then. But I always pay back off my credit card and don't buy anything I can't afford. So my balance on my credit card is never more than what's on my debit card, because I just use that to pay that off. And it just bumps up my credit score. After saving for 2 years, I went ahead and bought myself a new car. It was like a $2,000 2007 Ford Fusion before making a brand new car purchase. To buy something for myself, show myself that I can buy something for myself, be proud of something for myself, drive it around, learn how to treat something that I bought myself. So I drove that car for over a year. I think it was less than 2 years. Yeah, it was less than 2 years. It wasn't a bad car. I liked it. Everything on it worked. It had AC, which was important. It had heat. I picked up my friend that had a sunroof. I loved it. Like, nothing was wrong with it. And that showed me patience. So doing that, I saved even more money because I just bought that car. All I was spending on it was gas. Thank God my mom still paid car insurance for me, because that's a whole nother story. As you guys know, my car insurance was going to be a crazy, ridiculous amount because of my car accidents or whatever. And eventually, after so long, about like 6 months into having my car, I started saying, I don't want to buy a new car yet. I'm happy with the car I have, but I mean, I'm going to buy a new car soon, like before I move to Florida. I started manifesting it more, saying it more, speaking it into existence more. And I eventually started looking around at dealerships, telling people I'm going to buy a new car. I'm looking for cars. I have my friends come with me, ride with me. I was very professional talking to different dealers and everything. So big advice, look around at different dealerships and try to pay attention to how people talk to you, if they're just trying to sell you or if they underestimate you. A lot of people were trying to show me only used cars, which for some people that might be what they want. But for me, I wanted a brand new car, so I went to Toyota and they only showed me used cars and I didn't like them that much. I liked the brand new 2021 Toyota Camry, but they didn't show me it. So I walked away from that store and I didn't buy anything. So, but when I went to Hyundai, which is where I got my car, they walked me around, gave me a tour, showed me everything, walked me to the back, and after me talking to him I told him I was thinking about buying a Lexus, and showed me this brand new 2021 Hyundai Elantra, which is exactly what I have. And he said, before we walked back there, he said, I know what I'm gonna put you in. And it's a sportier car and everything. It's luxury type feel, sports car type feel. Very, very nice, and yeah. So he showed me that, fell in love with it. And for the whole financing, I did that all by myself. I'll tell you my honest numbers. Me getting a car now is to eventually buy a Tesla, but I'm very young right now for that, and I don't have enough established credit. So I'm like, let me just get a brand new car, maybe like a $25,000 car. I think the Lexus was gonna be $20,000, but it was 2018 and it had like 80,000 miles on it or something, so I didn't go with that. But my Hyundai cost me $24,000 total with the whole package I got, with the care plan and everything like that. I have maintenance included. I could take my car to any Hyundai dealership if I need brakes or oil or anything like that. Any type of maintenance is included. I believe tires are included too. So that was a much better option for me. But I originally walked into it thinking I was gonna spend, at most maybe put $10,000 down, because I wanna make payments, because I wanna establish credit so that I show Tesla that I'm responsible enough to buy it eventually in the future, like a few years down the line. So I go in and they run my credit and I'm approved. But I ran into a really good car salesman, and he told me the honest truth. He said, I do not want you throwing away that kind of money on this car. And he was like, I think you should maybe put like $3,000 down. And I'm like, whoa, what? I'm gonna walk away with a lot more money in my pocket than I thought. Like, I already wasn't dipping all the way into my money by putting $10,000, but he's like, don't even run yourself dry. Like, don't even come close to doing that. $3,000 is perfectly fine. I'll get you around a $200 payment monthly, and then you'll just pay that and your insurance, and everything else will be cool, and you'll just have gas to pay for. So I was like, okay, that sounds cool. That's a 3-year lease. By then I'll be set to have a Tesla. I already have a 750 credit score from my credit card, so I was like, cool, bada bing, bada boom. And it went like that. So I walked in there with $3,500 cash is what I decided to go with, which really isn't a lot. So that was perfectly fine. My car insurance is a little bit higher because I have history, so I just paid that. Per 6 months, I think I paid like $1,300 with a good student discount and all of this and that. That's pretty much the sum of it. I'm glad I was able to make this video. I'm very stuffy because in Ohio, like, the allergies are terrible. I really hope you guys can hear me, because there's a train going by right now, right outside. Like, I dropped that. Okay. There's a train going on out there. I really hope everything was clear. I hope I get a lot of questions. I hope people have more comments. I hope you guys look forward to more videos, because I'm getting myself consistent. This book right here that I'm into right now, it's about being successful. It's about putting the work in. But I don't know, I really just want people to get to know me. This is still a more formal video, so in more vlog style videos, you guys will see my personality more. But anyways, about the stuffiness in the voice, like, the pollen count is so high in Ohio, and I just came to Vegas. My allergies are just really bad, really sensitive, or whatever. But I just wanted to talk to you guys